To explain how I've signed 8 clients in the first 25 days of completely restarting and scaling my business from scratch. And if you know what my name is, I'm Alex Newman. I started and scaled my own coaching business to $2 million a year. Now I'm actually restarting and documenting the process again. And essentially, I've actually onboarded 8 people. Not all of them are paid because I use a free tripwire offer, which I'll get into in just a second here. And I want to explain the acquisition strategy that I've been using because a lot of these guys didn't actually come from the content that I'm posting and documenting right now. Majority of it actually came from my network and then some outbound messages that I can do, which has allowed me to actually create a strategy that is replicable for any coach or someone that sells an online service or product that actually wants to just go forward and sign people. So essentially, to break down the offer that I have and the reason why I run it. So I have this offer where I essentially work free till I sign someone's first client. The biggest thing that we are actually dealing with in the overall market state right now is a trust recession. Unless you have lots of social proof or some form of brand authority, it's going to be very hard to attract a mass amount of leads in the front door unless you have a super cool, unique mechanism, which we'll also talk about in just a second. But essentially, the way that I've combated that is, while I don't have the most insane, unique mechanism, I just have something that I call first principle scaling built up right now. I've actually just said that I will sign your first client for free, and then from that point, we'll decide if we actually want to partner or not. And this is very appealing to people because it actually plays on the number one thing which every consumer wants, which is to know whether they are actually going to make money first and whether it's going to be an ROI investment. If someone believes they put in $1, or in this case $0, and they can get back out money and only pay afterwards when they've already made money, that is like the dream of every single person that would ever buy a product. So given everything that I'm saying is true, well, there's a very high chance that someone will want to buy and actually use that product. So essentially, I've created an offer that has allowed me to do that. And then what I've actually done is this entire series acts more so as nurturing than it actually does anything in regards to client acquisition. So the second that someone sees me actually make them that offer, they'll be able to jump to my page, whether it's on my Instagram where I post the short versions of these videos, or whether it's actually on this YouTube channel where I post the long form like the one you're watching right now. They're able to see everything that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. They know that it's legitimate, and I've shown proof of everything that I say in these videos in a lot of the other big, more information piece things that I've actually built up. So now what that allows people to do is it sees like, okay, well, this guy's legit, he knows what he's doing. And then from that point on, the only question that they have is about believability, which then goes into the how, which is the unique mechanism that I want to talk about. Essentially, what is more important than the offer that you're making is how it actually happens. If you're guaranteeing someone $1 million and you're just going to do it by getting them a lottery ticket, well, they don't care because anyone can do that. You want to find a unique mechanism that is believable, and the best way for something to be believable is for it to be completely different from anything else that exists in the market right now. So the way that you actually come up with a unique mechanism is you think about the lifestyle benefits as a result of achieving your service. The greatest example where you can get the most tangible vision of this would be in the fitness industry. So let's say that you want to lose weight. Well, there's a million ways to lose weight. Are you going to be losing it with a keto diet? Are you going to be losing it with a vegetarian diet? Are you going to be training boxing? Are you going to be doing cardio? Are you going to be doing weightlifting? This is what's actually important when it comes to figuring out the how, because if you can find a how that resonates with someone's dream of what they actually want to do beyond the money, then it's going to be a mechanism that resonates. So one of the greatest examples of the actual way that I've done this is what I call that first principle scaling I was mentioning earlier. I believe that a founder should only have to work around 20 hours per week, and their business should operate in a flywheel, which means that working on their product and servicing their clients acts as their marketing, which means they only have to actually just spend all day talking to people in front of a camera, which is the most important thing that they can actually go forward and do. And that is the belief and the mechanisms that I've created, because I realized that as I was a coach and I was running my own business, what I actually wanted after all the money was made and after I had my base level accommodations actually set up was just the freedom and the lifestyle to pursue and work on something bigger. And whether that's going to be an 8-figure play or a 9-figure play like a software or a bigger business, or whether it's just relaxing and enjoying life, it does not matter which of the two it is. Essentially, it is just the ability to not have to work so that you can go ahead and choose to work. And that is what the unique mechanism that I've actually positioned is. So if you're in a market like you're helping someone run businesses or you're helping someone with maybe fitness, you want to find a mechanism that actually aligns with their dream life after they have made money. And from that point on, what it actually gets down to is the meat and bones of the acquisition strategy, which is probably why you clicked on this video in the first place. In order to actually build up this acquisition strategy, majority of the clients that I signed on were completely through the referral basis or just my existing network. And essentially what I did is I took my Instagram and I said to myself, well, what is the best possible thing that I could do to reach out to all these people? How can I get into contact with them? How can I tell them the offer that I actually have? Well, the best thing that I could actually do would be to fly out to each of their houses, meet them for coffee or get them a dinner and tell them everything that I'm doing as a pitch. But I can't do that. It's not scalable. So I worked back step by step by step by step till I got to something that I could actually do at a mass scale, which was send out personalized voice messages to every single person that I either had a first degree contact with or that I could actually reach from actually reaching out to that initial person. So what I would do is I would say to someone, hey, I've got essentially this thing where I'm restarting my business up and I have this offer where I just genuinely want to make someone money for free. Once they've made money, they can pay me back a small percentage of the amount that I've actually made them in regard to the way the whole thing works. And then essentially I said, okay, well, does this apply to you or maybe someone that you know or could actually use this service? And obviously these people had seen the credentials that I had so far, which is a big part about actually seeing success. You have to have credentials. You have to be somewhat good and be the, I guess, desired outcome of where your people are actually trying to go to for this to actually work. But then from that point on, do you know somebody who could apply this or does it actually work for you yourself? And if your offer is good enough and you have the trust built up, you should be able to get a whole bunch of responses. And it's purely just about making contacts, about being personalized, about being genuine. And then from that point on, let's say that completely flops, it doesn't work at all for you, then you would actually move into the field of outbound. And the best way to actually do outbound to coaches it has nothing to do with the message you send. It doesn't matter what message you send. The example that I give is if Grant Cardone messaged a realtor just one single dot, they'd probably respond and start freaking out. So it obviously shows that there's something bigger than just the outreach message that you send. And for me to say that there's a magic outreach message that I've sent would just be a disservice and a lie to you. Essentially, it's the process of building up your online image, your brand. It doesn't mean you have to have like Rolex or anything fancy like that. I don't think I have anything fancy on any of my profiles, but it's the fact that I've shown so much information and things about me that someone can get to know me and see what I've actually done and whether it's something that they'd also like to do before they actually ever speak with me. So my message has a lot more merit behind it. It's like if you had a message from Elon Musk saying, hey, I want to make you $1 billion versus a message from just some random guy saying, I want to make you $1 billion, you're going to treat the two opportunities very differently just because of actually who it's coming from. So if you're doing outbound messages, I will tell you right now, the number one thing you can do is personalization. I've seen the best possible results on outbound messages just by giving someone a voice message where you ask a question about something that they have. You don't need to do a hook message or have a script that you can copy paste a million times. You only need to do like 100 messages a day, which takes anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. And if you're willing to work 4 hours in a day, that's going to be the highest leverage thing for actually acquiring clients. So essentially, it is going to be that simple, and you just need to work on the actual process of building yourself up and your brand. Doesn't mean you have to post content or anything fancy and get views. You just have to establish yourself as someone who has that dream outcome that someone would want after actually having a result of achieving the money that they want to make. So after doing all that, obviously the content that you post and the things that you actually put up on your page are going to act as nurturing. So when I've sent these outbound messages, they're going to click to my page, they're going to watch videos like these, they're going to watch the short videos that I put out, and slowly but surely they're going to actually go forward and learn more and more about me. I have people in my network that when I made my initial call to actions didn't say anything to me, but now I just see them like stumbling into appointments on my calendar. And it's because I've actually diligently went through this entire process. And you can do the exact same thing. The two vehicles I recommend you doing it on are Instagram and YouTube. And if you just go all in and you do your 100 outbound messages a day, you post like 2 YouTube videos a week, and you just legitimately build yourself into an authority and have that insane tripwire offer and unique mechanism, you are going to see success. So I hope the value that you got from this video is worth the time that you spent. Yeah, I'm going to be heading back to Florida in the office, so you'll see some more high quality videos with some more in-depth information and whatnot set up soon. But yeah, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.